Okay. So, yeah, over 7,000 new subs. My watch time is up and increasing. However, overall views haven't updated because YouTube is stupid and doesn't update. I don't care about views. It doesn't matter to me. You understand? I don't care about views at all. Now I'm a full-time streamer. What that means is we just get to chill and hang out, and I don't really care about views or anything like that.
Welcome in, everybody. Here we are, the aftermath of the Asmongold interview. And Lord have mercy, what a disaster that was. That thing was awful, dude. I got maybe 15 minutes into it. I damn near fell asleep, dude. That thing was horrible. I mean, could it have been any worse, dude? Softball question after softball question, nothing but ball washing, and just terrible, man. He got full on pignatized. There's no hope. The only thing that could have made it worse if he would have opened up YouTube and super chatted him right there on the spot, dude. But interview aside, we're gonna take a look at what happened in the initial 48 hours after the interview. But I know a lot of you guys are upset. Oh, Pig Roach made all this money. He got this and he got clout and all this and that. But we're gonna take a look at the numbers from the last couple of streams, and you guys might change your tune when you really take a look at it. It's not looking good for our boy Dave, man. But enough of me running my damn mouth. Let's get right into it.
Okay, because this is something important. You guys are watching the streams for sure. 100%. I got like double the attendance on streams. You guys are also watching the highlights and clips. So for example, the daily wrap has grown 5 times, meaning the daily wrap used to get 300 to 500 views a day. It's now getting like 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 or more views a day.
Now, a trend that you're going to notice throughout the video is Phil counting his chickens before they hatch, which we all know he does. It's not like it's a new habit or anything, but this dude, I mean, even 24 hours after not even 24 hours after the interview, he's counting his chickens before the egg is even out of the chicken's ass. Now, while he's not wrong, the daily wrap was getting some views, but everything he's saying, everything is, oh, DSP's back, DSP on top for real. Like, this shit is completely out of nowhere. He's basing this, I mean, yeah, this is Wednesday, but even Monday night, Tuesday on the early stream, he was already on it. I'm back. I'm on top. Can't touch me. And he was basing all this shit off of like one day of data, dude. What do you have to compare this against? You know, it's been a day. But let's take a look at some of these daily wraps that he's talking about. So as you can see, the one down the bottom, November 23rd, the day before the interview, 998 views. Dog shit for someone that's been around 17 years being positive and meaningful. But 998's high, man. That's a lot because, you know, the Dents are anticipating it. Everyone's riled up. Everyone's excited. Everyone's tuning in for some of his tism before bed. Now, if you look at the one right above that, the 24th, the day of the interview, over 5,000. That's impressive for Phil because who the fuck is watching him? But, you know, it's all the new Dents flooding in. They want a recap of what they watched all day. And apparently the next day they learned their lesson because look at that. Views cut in half for the daily wrap the following day. They probably realized, well, yeah, I watched this idiot all day. Why am I going to stay up till, you know, depending on where they're at in the country or the world or whatever. I mean, if you're on the East Coast, dude, this shit ain't going up till 2 in the morning. I think, something like that. Yeah, so why the hell are they going to stay up to watch a recap of some dumb bullshit they spent all day watching? And once again, on the 26th, who'da thunk it? Look what happened. He got half as many views as the day before. And if we scroll up, 285 views as of the recording of this video. And yeah, it's only been 4 hours. They could still come flooding in and really run it up. But man, if patterns have told us anything, it ain't gonna happen, man. But that's just the first of, you know, a good handful of things I wanted to point out about where he thinks this is going and how he thinks he's on the upswing. But let's get right back to it because he's got a lot more to say.
That's amazing. Okay. The special video that I made yesterday, that it was an hour and 40 minutes long, but it explained all the positivity and the changes that were happening live. That already has like 4,000 or 5,000 views on it. That's insane. But what I'm noticing is the gameplay is not really getting that much of a boost. Do you want to know why? Well, it's very simple. If you can be here live for it, you want to be here live for it, so you watch the stream. But a lot of people don't have hours on end every single day to sit down and watch the archived gameplay. Maybe you would in time. Maybe you'll have a weekend one day and you're like, I got nothing to do. Dude, I want to watch Phil play, I don't know, Final Fantasy 15. And you sit down, you hit play, and you can watch the entire thing in its entirety in a playlist
It's right there for you. Nope, that's not it whatsoever. Nobody watches your gameplay because it's an hour and a half of slop. It's an hour and a half of dead air, complaining, hand holding, and you just being completely inept at what you say is your job. It's an hour and a half of you just being a bumbling idiot. Yeah, no wonder nobody wants to watch that.
And people do that all the time, but it's not as many people as say are actively going to want to watch a stream or maybe watch a highlight clip, right? So here's the thing that I've been getting a suggestion on, and I want you guys to understand what's going on. So for example, I'm getting this big suggestion, Phil, why don't you do highlights every day when you stream? Like, let's say, for example, today I'm streaming Super Mario Galaxy 2, and I'm doing a platform running, shucks, that's a funny thing, I die, right? Why not clip that? Why not make that a highlight that people can watch? This was the highlight from today's streams, right? Perfect example of this. A couple nights ago, I was playing Tormented Souls 2, and there was this funny running thing where things kept falling from the sky and jump scaring me. And I just had 5 guys for dinner, and I kept joking that I was probably going to poop myself if it happened again. And then it happened again and again and again. Like, that would be a funny clip, a funny montage, right? So you're like, so why don't I do that? Okay? It's very simple. It's a simple answer. It's not a complex thing. I'm a one-man show. All right. I stream all day. I got this first stream that I do. Then I take a break to upload videos, have dinner with my wife. I come back and I run a late stream. All right. That's it. I know you guys come from Asmongold, a lot of you, right? The roaches. This is a guy who has 4.5 million subs. This is a guy who gets hundreds of thousands of views on a clip. He hires people to do the work for him. He has a professional clips team. Hell, he has a team that feeds him the content to watch every day. Okay. I'm a one-man business. I do it all. I stream, I upload, I do the thumbnails myself. I do it all. Not to say that there aren't people who help me. There are. There's a few people who behind the scenes, they've been with me for a long time. They help me out with various things, and I'm so appreciative for them of being along this journey with me. But I don't have anyone who's like able to say, I can sit there and do clips for Phil. I can sit there and, edit stuff out for Phil. I don't. I wish I did. I wish I had someone who's like, yes, I can dedicate that. Every day when you're streaming, Phil, I'll pull clips right out of your stream and I'll do highlights and I'll put them on your channel. I don't have anyone to do that.
Yeah. Why edit it down to a 25, 30-minute video, whatever, of something that's digestible for normal people when you can just hit start and stop on OBS? Why do that? Why go through all the extra work when you can just be lazy, and maybe if you didn't spend 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day or whatever up on stream berating these damn dents, maybe you would have some time to actually edit things, to produce things. And we all know he doesn't, and we all know he never will, because that takes effort that he's not willing to put forth for his quote unquote business. And I think it's because he knows that at the end of the day, he'll end up with nothing. You sit down and you try to trim out all the dead air and nonsense, and he already trims out the begging. Like, he knows that he's going to end up with like a 19-minute video that nobody's going to watch anyway. And that's the biggest thing. That's the chance he can't take. He can't take a chance in putting in all this time to edit down his content into something more digestible, because he's worried that nobody's going to watch it, because probably nobody's going to watch it, and he can't take that chance. He'd rather just hit start, stop in OBS, upload the slop, and just keep collecting his pennies. And what is this thing about? Did you hear that when he was saying, I don't have an editor that'll say, yeah, Phil, I'll clip things for you. I'll make clips for Phil. Here you go, Phil. What is with him? And just he gets off on fucking talking about himself in the third person and just hearing his own name. I mean, what the hell is the deal with that? What's wrong with him? What an absolute fucking weirdo.
Now you might say, well, do you want to hire someone? I could, but herein lies the problem with that. Right now, if I announce to the internet, I'm looking for a professional editor, I want someone who I can have do this, and I'll pay them to do it, I'll immediately get 20 people who contact me and say, I want to do it, and 19 of them will be trolls. Because all they want to do is get access to my channel so they can fuck with my business and ruin everything.
Yeah, you're right on that one, bud. We can only fucking hope, huh?
No exaggeration. That's exactly what would happen. That's the situation I find myself in. I don't know how to safely find a way that I'd get someone who I could trust to have access to my content that could do clips and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there is thing, you can have access, you can give people access to your channel as like editors and stuff so they can rip your content and do stuff with it. I don't know how to trust anyone.
And there's one of the sneak begs. Not begging for money. He's sneak begging for Dent slave labor. Talking about, oh, I can't trust anyone. I can't trust anyone. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's sitting out there fishing for dents that feel bad for him, that feel pity for him. You know, oh, Phil's a loser just like me. He can't trust anyone. It's us fucking losers against the world. And what's so annoying is that he thinks that hiring an editor means giving them access to your channel just because there's a tab that says, you know, give access, whatever the hell, to editor. And the fact that it says editor in it, his little brain, he thinks, oh, that's the way I have to do it. That's the way it must be done no matter what. No, dummy. Like, do you not know how many file sharing services are out there for specifically that purpose? You know, like I've worked as an editor for people before, and there's a multitude of options to not give someone access to your channel. I mean, yeah, you can if you really wanted to, but if you're so paranoid about people fucking with it, then don't, dude. You know what I mean? Google Drive is free, but that would fuck up the grift, because remember, he has to have people think that everything is the most gargantuan task ever, and everything he does is so hard and, as he says, arduous. You know, like people can't know how easy things really are, because then that puts holes in his whole thing of, oh, I work so hard 6 days a week, full time. Dude, shut up. You do the absolute bare minimum when it comes to everything. You know, like when he talks about thumbnails and he sits there and, oh, I'm up here making thumbnails. This idiot, this absolute fucking dolt is making thumbnails in DaVinci Resolve. What the fuck is the matter with you, Phil? Like, yeah, I know you're lazy, you're greedy, you're cheap, you don't want to pay for anything because you don't think you should have to, but there are so many other free options that are much better than DaVinci Resolve. I mean, DaVinci Resolve is great. It's great for video editing. It's an absolute monster for color grading. And that's another thing. He doesn't take full advantage of what DaVinci is capable of, but I mean, do you really expect him to? Look at the way he does everything else. But to get back to the point, I mean, I'm not even totally sure that he wants to hire an editor. Like, he likes sitting there and hiding behind this big mystery of the big YouTuber, and he wants everyone to think it's so hard and everything is so arduous. When, like, yeah, back in 2010, he could hide behind that a little bit, but not anymore, dude. Now that like so much of this software is dirt cheap or free and it's so widely available, you know what I mean? Now people know how lazy you are. People know exactly how lazy you are. You're a bum. You don't want to do anything. You want to sit there and farm sympathy from the dents who don't know any better. But I don't know, maybe that'll change with the new dents that come in and say, hey, it's actually not hard. What are you complaining about?
To be frank with you, I'm going to tell you guys a story, how insane this is, okay? Because I know some of you probably don't know how crazy it's gotten. All right? Because you might say, Phil, you're just paranoid. That's no big deal. No one's going to do that. No, what do you mean? These people would try to troll you and get access. That would never happen. This is a true story. I swear to God, this is a true story. My trolls are so crazy. One of them got a job with Comcast. That's the internet service provider. That's my internet service provider. They got a job there, okay? They worked there for a while. They used that employment to get access to my internet. They sought out my account. They accessed my modem illegally because they didn't have permission to do it. They actually went in there and broke the law and went into the modem. They changed all of the names of my wireless networks because they were off. I had all my wireless networks turned off. They turned them all on and said things like, DSP is a pedophile. DSP is a child abuser. DSP is a rapist. That's what they named my wireless networks. They turned them on. So everyone in my neighborhood saw Phil is a rapist, Phil's a pedophile when they turned on their wireless. Okay? In addition to doing that, they would sit there and wait for there to be an actual like big event. Like I'd go on a podcast or I'd go on a show and they would reset my modem on purpose to fuck with me. They would just hit the reset button over and over to fuck with my streams. Okay? This kept happening so prominently, I'd had enough, and I actually called Comcast to figure out what it was. A tech came to my house, and we looked at the logs of the modem, and we concretely had evidence that an employee was maliciously doing all this to me. Comcast researched it, found the person, and fired them. the person then posted the evidence that they had done it on Kiwi Farms because they thought that it was like a brag that they had done it. Like, look what I did. Now, I don't know what happened to the person. You would think they're probably, hopefully, are in jail, but who knows? Comcast hopefully prosecuted them because, I mean, they illegally they broke the law. Those things that they were doing, they had no legal right to do. Okay? That's the extent of trolling that I have received. So when I say stuff like, hey, if I wanted to hire an editor and I get 20 applications, 19 of them are trolls, I'm not actually exaggerating. That's based on like actual experience I've had, that's the level that these crazy people go. Okay? So yeah, that's why, like, would I like to have an editor to clip my stuff and do highlights every day? Would I like to pay them to do that? Yes.
No, you don't, Phil. We all know that is a flat out lie. You do not want to pay anybody for anything. You don't want to take away from your DoorDash, your Gin, your Hogan's. You'll never pay anybody for labor because you don't believe in it. You believe that people should like you enough to just do things for you for free. You know, you believe that Slayer and Haseo and whatever these other dents that are doing your shit for you, you believe they should just do it indefinitely, and more dents should come forth and say, hey, Phil, I'll do shit for you for free because that's what you want.
Yes, I would, but I actually don't know how to do that. And to be frank with everyone, I don't know if I can actually place that level of trust in anyone, right? How can I? When I've been through over a decade of this systematic harassment, how do you know that you can trust anyone? I had someone who was a moderator of mine for a year. Then all of a sudden, one day, one of my other moderators contacts me scared in the morning and says, Phil, I don't know what's going on, but I just went to check out your chat bot, like the bot in the chat room. All of your commands have been turned into detractor memes, and a lot of them have the N-word and racist things in them. Someone went in there to get you, they're trying to get you banned. They're going to have your bot start doing racist stuff and try to get you banned. And I went in and found out it was a moderator of mine for an entire year had been catfishing everyone. They had actually said that they were a woman. They weren't. They made up this entire personality, this story, this profile, and had literally giant personal conversations with my other moderators. Every word they had ever spoken was a lie. They catfished my community to think that they were a trusted moderator in the hopes that one day they were going to do this master plan and get me banned from YouTube. And I was that close to getting in trouble. We caught it the day, like the morning before the bot was going to go on. We caught it and we kicked them out and we changed it all back. So that's what I mean. It's not the first time that this has happened. And it's scary to think about that. But at the same time, like I would love to have all the things that other creators have. But in a lot of ways, I've never been able to have them because of this kind of stuff, this systematic harassment. Right now, I'd love to have an editor who could go in and say, every day I'm going to pull your content. I'm going to make clips, post them on your channel. These will be your highlights. These will be the videos that get thousands of views every day. Yeah, your gameplay archives will get maybe a few hundred views, but these highlights will get thousands of views. Now your channel will see growth. You'll hit the algorithm for the highlights. I'd love that. But how do I do it? How do I trust someone, right? How do I give someone access to my channel? They could ruin my business overnight, right? They could delete the channel. They could do all kinds of fucked up stuff. And you might say, well, then why don't you do it yourself? Well, I could do it myself if I had a clone, but I already stream 8+ hours a day and I'm a family guy. I have a wife. I have responsibilities. I can't stream as much as I do and then also have time to make these clips. So it's like, here's the options I have. Option number one, put an insane amount of trust in someone to not fuck me and become an editor to help me there, or stream less so that I have time, maybe an hour a day, to make these highlight clips myself and put them out on the channel, but that means I stream less. I'd have to reduce the amount. Maybe the first stream here is an hour shorter. I stop at 3 p.m. instead of 4, and for an hour I make highlight clips. Could do that, but then you're going to get less out of me. You see what I'm saying?
Even if it means potentially bettering his content overall, growing the channel, he still won't, because editing a video and trying to make something good, there's slim to no chance that someone is just going to pop in PayPal and just say, hey, Phil, here's some money. And that's what he wants. He wants to maximize the time that he can sit around yapping, doing nothing, eating fast food, and still having money being thrown at him. You know what I mean? Because that's his favorite thing to do, because that requires no effort. He can just sit there, rock back and forth, and people give him money. And that's what he wants to spend the majority of his time doing. Fuck the dents. They can suffer. They can watch that garbage slop. Who cares? Just give me money.
I don't know. So, by the way, for the record, this is not me complaining. This is just me telling you like it is. All right? This is step one of positively changing and improving for the future. We could possibly have highlight clips that you guys would love, but I don't know how to go about it right now. This is step one. Let's continue to talk about it, and let's see if we can figure this out together. Okay? Because I know now what's going to happen. I'm going to be bombarded with suggestions and stuff, and we'll see. We'll see where we can go from here. 6 Hybrid says, make a legal contract with the editor. It doesn't matter. They'll sign the contract, and then they'll delete my channel when they get access to it.
Okay, so now we're moving on. I wouldn't really say moving on, but kind of going backwards. I just wanted to cover this first because I really I love when he reads the new Dents the Riot Act and tells them, you know, this is what you're gonna do, this is how you're gonna behave, and of course gives them all the lore dumps. It's so funny. He's got to catch them up on all the pig lore, try to pignatize them over the past, you know, to protect against things they might hear. But we're gonna take it back a little bit, and we're gonna look at his claim that he's not begging anymore, and then he's not gonna beg, never gonna beg, fuck begging, fuck goals, fuck dent streaks, fuck all this shit, new era, which we all know is going to crumble. But let's look at that first. Let's look at he's not worried about dent streaks anymore. So we're going back to the early stream of the day before, and let's see what he's got to say about these quote unquote arbitrary goals, that he just doesn't give a shit about. Why did I ever care about those? That's so stupid.
Here's the deal. If things are changing for the better, if I'm going to have more eyes in a positive light on me every day, and I'm not saying that it's going to be like this every day, all right? I'm just saying that it likely, right now, at least for the short term, it looks like things are going to be good.
Another fucking lie. We all know that's a lie, Phil. You are expecting this and more every single day from now on because that's just the way you are. You know, he finished up that first stream at like $1,500, $1,800, whatever, and he sat there thinking, oh my God, if I make $1,500 every stream, oh my God, that's $3,000 a day. That's $18,000 a week. Oh my God, the king is back, baby. You know what I mean? That's exactly his thought process. We all know it. He just won't admit it.
Right? If that's the case, then I have a unique opportunity to reassess the way that I do things in a very positive way. For example, all right, short-term stuff. Every day, I have a $150 goal per stream. I'd like to hit that goal every single day. But if I turn on the stream and I talk to you guys for 50 minutes and I make $149, then it's kind of an arbitrary thing, don't you think? Like, it doesn't really matter that much to hit 150 if people are going to support like this. I don't really need that, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because yesterday, one of the major things, one of the big contentions that Asmongold had with me is that you ask too much for money. You're e-begging too much. What if I don't have to ask because people are being forthcoming with contributions? Then I literally never have to say, hey, give me money. You get it? That's what I'm saying. Like, the point I made, and this is a very pertinent point. What was happening was I had a very isolated audience, meaning it was longtime viewers who like me and support me no matter what. They've been through thick and thin with me. And then I had casual viewers who would come by every once in a while to join me for certain playthroughs and the like. If I didn't ask for contributions, I wouldn't get them. Like if on a typical day, like there was a day I said I did a test. On a day I just said, I'm not going to ask for contributions. And in the entire day of streaming, first and second stream, I made $30. The whole day, 8+ hours of streaming. Obviously, that's not even a living wage. You know what I'm saying? On a day when typically I ask and I remind people that I have ways to contribute and we have goals and we're rallying to hit the goals and we're doing celebrations for when I hit the goals and the like, I almost always hit my goal. Almost, not every time, but almost always. So it's kind of like cause and effect. And the thing is, the people who actually like the content and come here to chill aren't offended that I ask for contributions. They're not, because if they were, they would tell me and they would leave. Okay? But the thing is, people clip that and throw it on the internet and say, look at this e-bagger. He's a horrible person. Everyone hates him. But they don't. The people who are here like the content and don't mind me asking. People weren't upset that when I play Pokemon, that for a $20 contribution, you could name a Pokemon permanently in my playthrough and see that Pokemon in my party the entire stream. They liked that idea. They said, that's a cool way to interact with you as a streamer. And whenever people watch that playthrough back on your channel from now until whenever YouTube gets deleted, that Pokemon will be there. And that you were a part of that. You were part of an interactive playthrough with a streamer. How cool is that? No one was pissed. No one was screaming in anger that I did that. But that's how my detractors portrayed it. Okay? But again, here's the thing. If people are going to support, then I don't have to ask. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? If people are going to come and check out the content and watch in droves, and my ad revenue is going to go up behind the scenes because more people are watching, if people are going to come to the streams and support the streams without me asking, then I don't have to ask. It's kind of like the polar opposite of the situation I was in before. Do you want to know why I started asking for contributions on streams? Because the trolls destroyed.
And shut the fuck up. As soon as he mentions, well, the reason for my shortcomings in this area is the trolls. Immediately, shut up. Shut your goddamn mouth. Because we all know that's a lie. I've already covered that. That's flat out. That's just a lie. You've been begging since day one. But y'all get the picture, right? He said, I'm going to stop begging. I'm not begging. And maybe this video wasn't the best one to clip, but I mean, dude, he's put out how many hours worth of garbage since the interview, brother? I can't be fucked to look through all of that. But y'all get the picture. He's not begging. He's not asking for positive, meaningful contributions anymore. All right, Phil, that's fine. Maybe you should have waited a little longer, see how this was going to play out. But hey, I can't tell you how to live your little pig roach life. But we're going to get right into looking at some of these past streams. So the day of the interview itself, Monday the 24th, he ended the early stream, which was the interview, at $2,125 American. Are you going to tell me that wasn't a good day to be a pig roach? Because it sure looks like it was to me. And of course, what does he take this as? He takes this as a sign that, all right, that's it. I'm on the upswing again. It's only up from here, which we all know it's not. And instead of thanking his lucky stars that he made $2,000 in one stream, he immediately goes to, oh, this is forever. This is going to continue indefinitely. I mean, fucking Christ, dude. You never learn. But to keep it pushing, we're going to move on to the late stream of that same day. So as you can see, half as much as he made on the previous stream, which is still great. It's still good by Phil's standard, by anyone's standards, really. That's still a great bit of money for just being stupid on the internet for a couple hours. I mean, come on. But as we all know, it's not good enough. Just because it's not the same amount or more than the previous stream, it's not good enough. It'll never be good enough. So you know, deep down, he was already coping and seething. So on to the early stream on Tuesday, he ended at $903. And I should add this in there, that these screenshots were all taken at the very tail end of the stream. So I went back to Raw Phil's Odyssey and I took a screenshot of the last time the leaderboard scrolled by before he shut the stream off. So $903 for the third stream after Asmon the following day. And like I said in the last one, he's already coping and seething about this. He's already upset. He's pissed off. He's not grateful for what he's getting whatsoever. And what do you know? The bottom fell out. King's tax $392. Who would have seen it coming? This is why you should have kept your fucking mouth shut, Phil, because look at you. It's barely been, what, 24 hours and you're at $392? If getting $900 on the stream before was coping and seething for it not being $2,000, he is absolutely losing his mind on the inside, because this world that he already built up around himself in his head, that I'm successful, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be this, a world that doesn't even exist is already crumbling right before him, and he is so pissed about it. And just like every other downward trend, you have little upticks. So this was the 5th stream after the Asmongold interview, which would have been what, Wednesday morning? So Wednesday on the early stream, he ended it at $635. And like I said, yeah, it's it's $600. What are you gonna say about that? You know what I mean? But it's never good enough. And keep in mind that little uptick, that little bit extra than the stream before, you know what I mean? If you zoom out, that's just part of the bigger downward trend, which he doesn't seem to be able to see, because we all knew it. We all knew it from day one that, all right, this is the high, this is the peak. It is never going up from here. It is only going down. Viewers were at what, like 1,200 during the interview, and then 800, and then 600, and then, I mean, even as of recording this video, I was just watching the marathon earlier. He was at like 4 something the whole time. He got up to like maybe 470, I think, and dipped down as low as like 380. Just like the money, the viewers are never going up, dude. They're only going down. You're only losing viewers. You're only making less. Everyone seems to be able to see it, but you, Phil. But he still insists on not begging, on not doing this or that, not berating Dents, dude. You really should have thought about that before you committed to not begging. You really should have saw this through to see what it was going to look like on the other side. But if Phil had a single intelligent fucking thought in his stupid little misshapen head, none of us would be here, huh? Now, I was about to say that's it, that's all I got, and fucking send y'all somewhere else, but I got one more thing to show y'all. This shit is so funny. Okay, you remember the clip from the intro? This clip right here? I'm gonna replay it again, and I want you guys to let me know if you see anything weird.
I don't care about views. It doesn't matter to me. You understand?
Okay, you see it? Did anybody see it? I'm gonna play it one more time, and I'm gonna slow it down for you.
I don't care about views, it doesn't matter to me. You understand?
Dude, that's so fucking gross. What the fuck's the matter with you? Okay, look at this, dude. Look at his little pig ear fucking waggling. Dude, why the shit does it does that? Why the shit does it does that? I sound like Phil. Why the shit does it do that? I've been noticing this for a while, and for whatever reason, I've never seen a single other person say anything about it. But pay attention to his right ear. Every now and then it'll wiggle for whatever weird fucking reason. I don't know if like his alien or his human suit is failing him or whatever, but keep an eye on it, because it just fucking does that sometimes for whatever reason. I have no idea what it is. It's so bizarre. But that's it for real this time. I'm done. I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thanks to everybody that's subscribed, that's been liking the videos, running up the comments. You know, I really appreciate it. But that's it. I'll see y'all later. Everybody take it easy and have a good week, man. You know, you deserve it.